Hi, I am attempting to get ready for bed and it is 11:23. I arranged the woods in the fireplace. It's something I usually do uh, when I feel like it. And I do feel like it today. Even though like when I go out, I put some of the clothes to be washed out here. As you can see, a whole pile of clothes right there. Anyway, um, yeah, it's 11:25. It is I I believe today is Thursday. No, Wednesday. Tomorrow is. I better go look at the calendar again. I think these days, like a few hours seems to be like a whole day. I try to figure out why I cannot remember what days it is and how I am so ahead of the time. So really you have to excuse me what day it is. Um, let's see. I stayed home today most of the time. I ran our errands and stayed home most of the time. But let me go check the calendar for real. I can't really switch over to the calendar part of my phone, but I do need to check the actual calendar. Let's see. Today is 25th. I think it's the 25th, which is a Wednesday. June 25th, 2025. And I'm just starting to like try get ready for bed. And right now bed is on the couch. um, yeah, and like I said, I think every day I should lose like about at least half a pound, right? So, because the perspiration, the heat, the extreme heat advisory that's on the weather um, .com app that I checked, it was yesterday and today, right? And I was told that somebody went to a concert. Young people went to concerts and they actually fainted. That's terrible, brutal heat. Anyway, I'm just, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it too because I'm like constantly just perspiring. I think I change like 3 or 4 times a day. Um, and it is, I figured I'm just gonna spend time out here. I spent time resting, but I got a few bug bites. I'm not sure how I got them, but I got them. I just call them bug bites, red rash. And I'm filming, if you like to know. I'm filming. I thought you all went to bed. Anyway, it's on. It's just starting. You want to say hi to the whole wide world? Okay. Anyway, yeah. Every time I try to like do the dishes or start doing the fire, I'm like everything is awfully it's like a big exercise. I'm like perspiring like anything. Like I said, I should be losing at least half a pound, but I don't want to lose weight that fast. It's not healthy to lose weight so fast. That gradually is good. Anyway, I'm okay with either way. Would be nice if I get to my ideal weight. Even just naturally without having to try to like exercise so hard, which yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that part of it. It's just that I've been out today and I went to get from Dollar Tree. I remember seeing these sun shades at Dollar Trees, and I figured we could use some in that under that sun. Oh my goodness! I just put in the at the windshield and just keep the heat reflecting the heat back elsewhere. I guess back to the sun or something. I don't know where, back into the atmosphere up there or away from us. At least keep us cool for a little bit more. Um, yeah, I think I got to the point where I'm like, I could use a fan. I could use air conditioning, but even air conditioning is uncomfortable when it's turned on so high. And so it's not, it helps a little bit, just kind of a sort of relief, but it's just not not helpful when it's too high. It just becomes uncomfortable for me. But I get to the point where I cannot make it because otherwise my phone gets, I don't know, for some reason it gets overheated at times. Probably it's an old phone. That is old. It's not higher than 10. It's lower than 10. Is it 6S? Um, anyway, that's the phone I'm using right now. Um, and it's yeah. I just it's when it's that hard, it's very hard to feel hungry. All you want to do is drink water, or like even sometimes you can't even figure out what to eat or drink because that I like I think I feel very uh not thirsty, not hungry. But after I rest a little bit, I feel a bit more hungry or a bit more thirsty. Kind of like depending if I'm running around, being really busy. It's exhausting. Then I'm just too tired to be hungry or to be thirsty. I think maybe you can relate once in a while. It's sort of like that, I guess. But when it happens constantly, that gets really difficult. Yeah. But anyway, just just a little bit update. But I didn't, I filmed one episode which I didn't upload because I think it's too late. It's like I try to like keep it as current as possible. Like I wanna like upload it right away after I filmed it onto my camera, and then it's in the gallery section, the photo gallery section of my phone. I go to it right away after I did the video, the filming, and but sometimes like you in the middle of activities and then you upload it right there and then it doesn't work. It's like onto YouTube Studio, it doesn't. Excuse me, it doesn't work right away. It just sort of sort of like being in limbo or something. And then when I get home, I checked it. I would check it, and then it would do it. But that's like really late in the evening already, and it's just hard to like get it back on. And like, oh, it's too late. It's past 12. It's not that day anymore. And I was trying to make it a continuous um, filming, but it I just couldn't get to it. So there was one video that I did not upload, and I think I'm not gonna even bother. It was done over there in the other city. Not where I live, another city. I just say it that way. um, yeah. So anyway, so I stayed home today for the most part, just sort of like doing some housekeeping in the house, and of course you could see I have a whole pile of clothes to wash still. But I did the vacuuming. Yep, some vacuuming done today. But after I did the vacuuming, I think because our air conditioning is broken, even though I could use the fan, after the vacuuming, I'm just soaked. Okay. Like I have exercise for 1 hour running. Anyway, so I was like, the other day I was trying to grill steak and then dip the steak into something called prahok, which I made a while back. And then I had the prahok, which is stored in the fridge. It's been months and months. But I assume that it's still good because I tasted it. It was still okay. And then I ate that. So then I'm thinking, okay, the bug bites I get could be from that prahok that I left there for so long in the fridge. But it tasted normal. And it tasted okay. But anyway, so I decided to throw that away. I have to make some new one. Except that it's so involved to try to make that that sauce that I do with the fish sauce. With a lot of herbs and salts and a little bit of MSG too, and galangal, a lot of garlic, and red pepper, yeah, and mint, and then the other different kinds of herbs. Mint is one of them. Um, yep, uh, and the lemongrass. It's a combination of all those things. That's how I make the sauce. And that sauce I dip with a steak, and I was the only one enjoying it. And we have that same steak left today, which I turned into another dish. I just all of a sudden like, okay, I'm not as hot anymore. Not really, I'm still hot because we have no air conditioning. And I'm like, okay, I could use dinner now, maybe something cold. I'm like, okay, we could make lok lak, which is a salad, which you could use different kind of lettuce, different kind of lettuce. I just use the iceberg lettuce and red onions and a little bit of carrot to give it color and cucumber. And I just chop the onions, chop the onion, the salt, sugar, soy sauce, and the onion in there, and lime juice. Squeeze about 2 lime juice into that bowl, and then the steak is already cooked, so I put it in the frying pan to warm it. Once warm and turn on the heat really high, pour the sauce on there, and then after I arrange the lettuce and all that the iceberg already onto a bowl, and then put them in layer, and then there's a red onion, the next layer, and then sort of like laying it out just like lasagna sort of, and then the cucumbers, a little bit of carrot strands to give it pretty color, and then put the sauce in there, the sauce that's the meat and the sauce that I made that in the hot, that's kind of warm already, sort of boiling hot. I put it onto that salad. I got lok lak, and that's what I had for dinner with the rice, leftover rice. Most everything sort of left over. But the lettuce, the iceberg is pretty new. I bought it a while back and I didn't even get to use it yet. Just left there in the fridge. I was trying to figure out what to do with it. I know I like iceberg lettuce, but I'm not sure what to do with it this time. So I finally figured out what to do with it. So we made lok lak out of it. So that's one. And then I bought some cabbage today. A few days ago, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it yet. Just thinking maybe I could make my own coleslaw, but coleslaw I don't know how to make. Probably I have to buy red cabbage, mix it the way red cabbage and regular cabbage mixed together with the I don't know how to make coleslaw, so I just sort of use ranch dressing to mix it, and I get a sort of salad. So why I'm talking about, I can sort of finish dinner. Yeah, and I got from the Dollar Tree. Like I said, mentioned a bit earlier, that it was I bought the sun shade for 4 of us. One for my car, one for a future car, one for each of us. So that's what I did today. That's the spending I did today. Did we have any fast food today? Yes, we did. We had some fast food for lunch. No, not really fast food. Actually, it was from a pretty good restaurant. My kid likes it my kids love the food from there. Um, it was good. It's sort of similar to Chipotle stuff. A lot of lettuce and yeah, hot food. But if food is hot and delivered, they normally forget something. They try to substitute whatever you want, but sometimes it's quite disappointing when you order food from a restaurant and they don't have the stuff that you have been craving to enjoy. And yeah, so that's what happened. One of us bought something, and whatever came, it was not complete. She wanted some garlic bread, but just plain old bread came. So anyway, um, but otherwise it was pretty good. They delivered whatever we ordered, just that one missing piece, but which is the only disappointing thing, right? Um, so that was for lunch, and so dinner was something I made. Yeah, that was today, and like I said, I didn't go anywhere except took just went out for an errand in the morning. Came back home, went out for an errand in the afternoon. Actually, before I came back home, I stopped by a store. So that's one of the errands. When I say errands, it's just usually going to the store to get grocery or whatever items that we need. Um, yep. And so before I go again out in the afternoon on an errand, I stopped by the Dollar Tree store and I found the sunshades. So that was good. So glad I found them. And there was this. I saw the bookstore, which is really nice. It looks like a library, but I think one of the prettiest bookstores out there might be Barnes and Nobles. These bookstores seem to be coming back. Sometimes I wish I could buy books. I love books, and I mean, I have been saying that I don't haven't been reading or doing anything with books, and that is the case. But I still love books, and I see them. I want to buy them, but then they're because of the limited space in the house. It's I just can't buy them anymore. I just look at them when sort of like for window shopping at the store. Pass by the whole entire store, but nothing from there, unfortunately, because it's just something that I like, but not necessarily I need. It was not a needs. So I actually was just went out there to get needs, stuff that we really need, not wants. So because if I buy once, it will pile up again, and I can't use it. But needs, I will definitely use it. So because we are considering the move and everything, and some stuff has been put in the storage already. I haven't been up to date on that one. I've just took everything there and just left them there. Yeah. So then I'm just considering needs only right now. Yep, needs such as water and such as the sunshade. I actually bought something like bought a lock, which was really inexpensive at a Dollar Tree store. It's like $1.25. And so it's just a lock that we don't have. I had locks before, but I don't know what happened to all of them. So I bought a lock and a key that's in a package sale. So when I need it, maybe I'll lock the gate back there. But I don't know what for because somehow I could see people in the back gate, people actually climb up the gate when they came to fix the siding of this building. What I saw was that they just climb and walk on the fence. You probably saw the fence and to my home, and what they do, they walk right on top of the fence like the squirrels did. And the only people that come into the yard would be the neighborhood children when they play the soccer balls or whatever games they play, toys they play. They threw it in the air. Of course, it flew into my yard, and that's the only time they sort of like sneak right in and grab whatever they need. They try to come and ring the bell at the front and ask permission, but when nobody answered, they just went to the back and climbed over the fence and try to grab it. So that's okay. So the fence is the fence, and you think it's security. So if you want security, I guess that fence that's high above my head is not high enough. But it's a we have doors and they all lock really well and everything. We take care of things here. It's perfectly fine, except that when I see locks, I think most people maybe they lock their gates back there. So I'm just thinking, I'm just doing the normal regular things. You just like any gates that is open. When if you're not home, you should lock it. But I think, yeah, the locking is the thing is when you buy a lock, you can lock it and then you have to carry the key and you have to remember where the key is. So then I didn't want any more keys in my keychains. Therefore, I'm thinking, okay, I'll just keep it there for when I need it. I'm not sure what for. So there you go. I bought something that I wanted and not really need. Because I can't imagine using it yet for any reason. Yeah. So it's the gate, like I said, I really don't have to lock it. There's a latch to it, but I just don't have to lock it at all. And the doors have locks and everything. It's very secured in here, so you feel safe. Um, I don't know why I talk about that. I bought a lock. And what else did I buy? I bought ooh, sunshade. Oh, it's just a mat for the floor. Yep, I got a mat for the floor to keep the floor, even though it's vinyl, to keep it a little bit newer looking until maybe someday we can renovate this place. Um, for the most part, it's still okay. It's just that if we renovate anything, it would be the fireplace because of the glass door, that bifold glass door that got broken. Um, what else? Air conditioning, yeah, if anything, those things. But that's another topic to think about later, maybe not anytime soon. Um, yeah, so I plan to sleep before 12, maybe by latest 12:30, because I do have to wake up early tomorrow morning. Um, I think that heat out there exhausts me, especially the afternoon heat. I came back home. I went out there to pick up my kid, and then we came back home, and I'm just so done. I was so done. I just crashed on the couch and binge watch the show, which I told people that I don't like to do. I go out there to keep busy, so I keep moving around and, you know, uh, make the fire, do it all smoky and everything. But that was good. It's keeping me busy and active, using all my full range of muscles and everything. It's good. And when I went out there in the late afternoon, it was the traffic was awful. The sun shining in all its brightness and glory and blazing heat was a really scorching. Felt scorching. It was like it says it was 98 according to the weather.com, but based on my car thermometer, it says 104. It was 104. So, but it felt like that too. I think it completely felt like that. So, but if we turn on the air conditioning in the car, I would just turn it up like my 1 or 2 levels, and then I turn the coolness to just halfway cool, not fully because it'd be too cold. But when my kids come sit in the car too, she turns it up really high. I'm like, okay, I forget myself. I'm like, okay, it feels really good because I have the window open all at the same time. Yeah, so then that's sort of like soothing a bit, but yeah, but like too long, it gets really uncomfortable too. I'm like, where is the coldness coming from? It's too cold. Yeah, that's how it feels when I have the air conditioner on. That's why I try not to. And then that's why we don't want to fix the AC yet, because every time I never like ACs because I always like it warm. I like it warm better because AC when it's cold is really cold, and then it's cold. I I don't know what else to do to be warm. But when it's warm, I can always take a shower. Hello? I can always like, just go take a shower or cool down, drink cold water, even hot tea. You could use hot tea also. Any sort of soda, liquid or whatever. Um, and then yeah. But when it's hot, yeah, I could. What am I saying? When it's cold, I put on a blanket. I'm still cold. That is no fun. No good. I'm like that actually is not good. So yeah, it's like I rather just feel no, not too hot so that it's like you want to pass out. Well, not that kind of hot, but yeah, like anyway, I think it's just like some people they're a little bit they tend to like how hot like heat more. Some people tend to like the coolness more. Um, yeah, like in the morning time, it felt really okay when I go out for a drive, but yeah, in the morning come back home, I was still feeling all right because the heat, the sun is not really high yet. It's just shining. But I think by 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock, that's when and the traffic gets really congested too. And in certain areas, I think without trees, it's really hot. So if I in anywhere I go and I find parking, I look for a shaded area to park because the trees help give shade and the shade keeps me cool. So I'm like, okay, that helps, thankfully. Yeah. So that's the day for today. And tomorrow, I am not sure what I will be doing. The way it's so hot these days, I hope the water is not that hot. Um, if the water is too cold, um, hmm, wonder how it is. I used to want to go to the ocean, just to swim, but right now it's like I'm just too busy. I think I keep myself too busy so that I don't have time to think about the ocean anymore. Um, yeah, it's oh my hands are my hand is tight. I'm holding it with my left hand. It's tight, holding it in one spot like that. I have to like wiggle it, get it less tired, and get the circulation going on my arm. Okay, so anyway, the sitting in the wrong position doesn't help either. It's like if you sleep in the wrong position, it doesn't help too because then you like sometimes you twist a little muscle here or there, and then you have the muscle aches on the shoulder or sometime on the neck. That's no fun. Yeah, so like my arm was I was holding the phone in one spot so long, it's just tired. It got tired, you know. Oh jeez, let me fix my thing, my hand, my arm, so I'm not holding it in one little spot too long. I guess that's why they have phone camera holder and all that stuff. I do have one, but it's sometimes it's just simpler just to hold the phone like this and start filming. Actually, it's not sometimes, it's most of the time, like 99% of the time. The other 1%, I'm like, okay, let me set it up. But I guess setting it up helps make it, it's the complicated part, but once you get it on there, it's a little easier, I guess. I'm not sure, but I find that holding it is easier because I can just switch arms. Like if when one arm is tired, I switch it to the other and back and forth. What am I talking about? It's all just detail stuff that some of us don't really think about. I guess some of us probably okay, she's sort of like me, or she's not like me. I'm different from her, or whatever, you know. So because we are all made differently, designed differently, right? Created differently, but still human, but very different, right? And we have our own different personality, and some of us have different gifts and different jobs, different preferences for certain things. Yeah, so and anyway, that's why I'm sharing all the details about this and that, and not sure what I'm saying, and then just out of the blue, I'm thinking about certain things. I say it, and of course, I try to be sensitive to you know to the audience, so to be aware, what they call it, social self-awareness. Sometimes it says a slip of the tongue and forget about self-awareness. um, but I figured when that happens, I just say, okay, we are humans. I'm sure people out there do the same thing. I probably don't want to be caught in public, but and show and reveal it to the public. But probably some of us made that sort of slip too, a slip of the tongue, or so, the word that just rolling out, and you haven't really planned to say it, just rolled out. But I guess sometimes you can say those things. You just have, okay, I have to figure out how to fix a mistake. Like when you say something wrong already, you can always go back and say, oh, that came out wrong. I meant to say it this way. It's like something I don't think about sometimes. Only when, yeah, like one time a few times I would read. I haven't been reading, like I said, before in the previous episodes, the previous filming or video. But when I did read, I Googled and I read about how to fix mistakes. There was one thing that was the one passage about how to resolve conflicts and stuff like that. Or yeah, or confrontation, or when the situation at work is very tense and you're trying to two people are talking and they're confronting each other and there's conflict going on between them, and what you can do is you can use humor or yeah to distract them and get them away from that argument and go on to something else. That's what I remember reading. I can't remember the other things. What else? And then also be willing to admit your mistakes. Like if you said something wrong, you can say and you fix it. You know, but like I said just before this, that sometimes you say something wrong, you didn't realize that you could actually fix it. You know, you forget like, oops, it came out already. It's wrong. I said it. It's done. And it's like, my goodness, it's awful mistake. I did it. I did the wrong thing. It's gone. It's so embarrassing. But you could I've seen people handling it splendidly sometimes on TV, you know. They said something wrong and they to be professional about it, you could say it differently. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was wrong, that came out wrong, let me say it this way, you know. Or even in relationship too, sometimes the words came out and just it just you don't intend to say it that way, but somehow it came out the way that when it might hurt somebody's feelings, or you know, it might uh, make them misunderstand what your intentions are and all that stuff. So you could just say, oh, wait, you have to clarify it, you know. But like I said, sometimes I don't remember to clarify something. I'm like, oh, that came out wrong. Oh, too late. But I remember there was one lesson that somebody from my was just learning from people before me who taught me stuff. You know, they said it's never too late. I mean, it's like it's too late when you say it's too late to fix anything, and I said it's never too late. It's only too late when we die. Like okay, I think I want to don't want to mention her, but she did say that that like sticks in my mind. Like something that you did something wrong and you want to like fix it. You know, uh, it's never too late. It's only too late when we have no we're no longer on this earth to fix it. You know. Well, that was something that came up out of talking about apologizing and fixing what mistakes we made. So I'm glad I remember that. I'm hoping to like apply that, you know, to my life, to my the conversation, or to uh, this broadcasting effort I'm trying to make. This media media effort that I'm making right now. Yeah, I just thought of that, and I think I'm glad I remember it. It comes to mind. So glad I still have some memories. And we have been watching a show for it has like 4 seasons, and we finished that last season. My kid and we watched it, and I finished that last season, and I think they have a spin-off from that show. I want to continue watching it. It's about magic, adventure, and fantasy and all that stuff. So it's fun to watch that. It's like only every episode has like a little, you know, how a story has a setting, have the character, have the climax and the resolution. Well, every episode in the show has have that. I like that kind of show. I started watching a movie today actually, and I thought it's a movie. I thought it was a movie. After I finished it, I found out it's a show. I'm like, oh, I hate those when I cannot finish. There is a show that starts. It has as if you talk little children's language. It's beginning, middle, and end. And it's like, okay, a show you could watch it. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's no no end, and there's no you know, a sort of like wrap up to it. There's no wrap up to the story, and that's why I never want to start a show, because I can't seem to get to that wrap up session, section or episode. But I think we finished this one, and they did wrap it up nicely. It's a good, happy resolution there. So that's good. So then I like now have to figure out another show to watch, especially for days when I'm just exhausted. People might say, you're not, you're home, you have the flexibility of the schedule and everything. You could always schedule a nice siesta, sit down and have a sip from a nice ice cold soda, all that stuff. But yes, that can be done also. But it's just like, if the atmosphere is right, it would be relaxing and refreshing. But when the temperature out there is not cooperating, it's not too, I can be like anybody who has a full-time job. So anyway, yeah, but I do appreciate the fact that I have that extra time, the schedule, the flexibility in the schedule. And a lot of us have that schedule. I'm sure we appreciate that. But those of us who don't have that flexibility in the schedule, I'm sure you can find a way to, go out and celebrate somehow and be with friends or families and get that refreshing drink to cool down, right? Yeah. So anyway, I'm not sure. So today has been just been a day of staying home and not doing much, just running out errands and just trying to avoid the heat, I guess. Or just taking a break from keeping so busy all the time. I just stayed home and took care of the house. Like I said, I did the housekeeping stuff. But anyway, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up right now because it's 36 minutes so far. I'm gonna upload it onto the studio. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up now.